Only Murders in the Building, episode 8 of the latest season, takes us closer and closer and really finding out who in fact could be the killer behind all of this, right? So we are definitely getting closer, and we might have just gotten an answer, but I don't think the simplest answers are always the right answers, right? So before we get into this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 25,000 subscribers. We are less than 400 away from 24,000, so super excited to get to that point. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification so you never miss a video. But let's talk about this latest episode and what we learned and where we could be headed to. So this latest episode really begins at the blackout. The blackout that we saw in the previous episode happened, and now everybody's pretty much like, what the hell's going on, right? So we have this blackout, and we have all of these residents scrambling, all of that. We have Charles, Oliver, and Mabel trying to get back to the Arconia in time because they don't know if she is in danger or not, since the killer had been targeting all of them actually, and they had pictures of Lucy, so they're trying to get back in time. Lucy, of course, is in danger, as we realized during the episode that the killer is about and trying to get to them as well. She goes through the hidden tunnels and tries to get away from it all, but pretty much we see that the killer's already there and is on to her as well. So Nina and Howard, who had been suspects from the beginning of the season, were definitely crossed off the list for me this episode. As we saw, they were pretty busy with things. Nina with her baby and Lester, as well as Howard, who was on a date with a new person in the building, singer Jonathan, who now has been pretty much a thing with Howard for sure after this episode, and definitely happy for that. Now, Mabel, Lucy, and Charles and Oliver end up reuniting in the catacombs of the Arconia, but are quickly realizing that there is still somebody on their tail. They do, however, manage to escape by the end of it, and then Mabel is able to hit the presumed killer with the bag of dips that Oliver was given at the restaurant, and dips do everything, as Oliver says. And then they quickly unmask this person to realize it's Marv, one of the listeners, and they're just like, are you the killer? And he's just like, no, I was trying to protect y'all and trying to help you like from all of this. I was just trying to be a helpful person. We realize that Marv is going to need a little bit more help and maybe a therapist and all of that as well. So pretty much Marv is crossed off as being the killer here as well. And then we see that the detective comes over and is pretty much like talking to Mabel. And the detective's kind of having a weird demeanor as of late, right? And we start to pick up on some things about him that kind of make us feel, should we even try to trust this guy anymore? Because it's pretty much like Detective Krebs is always around when the killer's around, and he's always trying to get into things, and he's so eager to frame them for this that I don't think he really cares to really find out who did it, because what if he did it? And the big explosive finale is when he turns his neck. We see some glitter on him, and of course we know that they did the glitter bomb on the killer, and so we can pretty much say, could he be the killer now that he has this glitter on him? So for the while now, ever since I think the halfway of the season, I started to think there could be more than two people responsible for all of this. And so I don't think Detective Krebs is the brain behind it all. I think he's sort of the muscle. He could be the one that actually did the murder, but I think that there's somebody else behind it and sort of use them as this muscle type person. And I'm still going with that being Nina's husband, who has been sort of adamant about changing the Arconia and sort of doing as much as he can, and it would make sense for them to want to take Bunny down because of this. So I could definitely see a possibility where Detective Krebs is the killer, but the person behind it all and hired him to do so is going to be Nina's husband, because that's pretty much something that we've seen and sort of thrown at us for a bit. Now, I think Lucy talking about a sneeze, all of that in this episode was sort of to throw us off, maybe make us think that Jonathan could have something to do, but I think that's just something to throw us off. I don't think that Jonathan is the killer. We saw them with Howard, so it wouldn't make any sense, right? So I think that Detective Krebs is going to be the killer, and I think Nina's husband is going to be somebody behind it all. Now, could there be somebody else on top of that? Could be. I still want to check out the next episode and see what's going on with that before I draw more conclusions, but I do really believe Krebs is for sure behind it. I just don't think he's the mastermind behind it all. I think he's sort of doing this for a check, and yeah, I think that's exactly what this whole mystery is, and I'm curious to see how we're gonna unravel everything in the next episode, because things are getting a lot, the walls are getting smaller, we could say that, right? Because we're really getting to the nitty gritty of it all, and we're really starting to figure out what exactly happened here. So I'm excited to check that out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. Who do you think is the killer? Do you think it's just Krebs on their own, or do you think there's somebody else behind it? As I said, I do believe it's Nina's husband who's behind it and trying to get them framed. So I'm definitely excited to see how this all gets resolved by the end of it for sure. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. We will do an Only Murders live show. I tried to do it last week, but it was just failing. So we'll do that tonight as more people get a chance to watch it. And we'll just talk theories, all of that. And that'll be something we do as well with the finale next week. We do have some more episodes, I believe. Actually, that next week is not the finale. I think we have 2 more episodes. So we'll be doing these live shows, and then we'll do one for the finale as well. Maybe a watch party. We'll see what we do with that. But anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. As I said, let me know your thoughts, your theories on who the killer could be. Do you think it's Detective Krebs, or do you think this is just a coincidence, or something else is going on here? I don't think the show would give us the killer 2 episodes before the finale, so I'm still holding on that maybe he's not really the main person behind it all, and we'll figure who that is in the next episode probably. So anyways, as always, make sure you check out the videos on the left. Make sure you subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. Notification bell turned on so you know when videos drop. We are doing a giveaway at 25,000, and we got a ton of stuff coming out for y'all. So make sure you don't miss out on any of that by hitting that subscribe button. Let me know what else you'd love to see me cover as well. We're currently covering American Horror Stories, Pretty Little Liars, Bullet Train. We still got a video for that coming. They, Them, Bodies, Ending Explained. All of that stuff is coming, so stay tuned. And some other videos for Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad as well. So as always, that's going to do it for me. Stay safe, stay positive.